Hey, good morning, YouTube. Good morning, family and friends. I'm your host, Eric, with Garden City Coins YouTube channel, Cooking with Carp YouTube channels. I'm going to get right to the content this morning. It's Sunday, April the something. It's the final day of the 2022 Masters Tournament in Augusta. It's just a beautiful day. Yesterday was a major lifetime moment for me. I had my friend Dan from the Battlefield Curator YouTube channel, my cousin-in-law Aubrey Sims, who is like an amateur historian for Hart, Franklin, and Elbert counties up in my hometown. He coordinated, thank you Aubrey, thank you so much for this. He coordinated a metal detecting trip, my first ever, up at a property in Bowersville, Georgia. I'm not going to name the property, but the homeowner knows how thankful we are, that we suspected was the site of an old Civil War Union encampment. So we got the opportunity to go metal detect that yesterday. We got up there about 10 o'clock in the morning, metal detected for about 5 hours. We found some interesting stuff. We found my very first dig was a 1906 Indian head penny. I was really surprised about that. We found some plow blades, some bullets, and some other stuff. But that's not what this story is about. So what I want you to do is make sure you watch through this entire content, and I'm going to put the video of what I'm about to discuss next. It's going to be attached to this video. At the end of that metal detecting trip yesterday at 3 o'clock, I told my buddy Dan and I told his friend Mike, who drove up from Columbia, South Carolina, and I did not know this. Mike is a member of a group called the Coin Finders, or the Ring Finders. And the Ring Finders is an organization of metal detectorists who go out and they find lost relics for people. Well, I told them yesterday that my grandfather lost his 1951 class ring in his garden over 20 years ago, close to 30 years ago now. And he never thought he'd find it. So Mike said, well, why don't we wheel over to your granddad's place and let's see if we can find that ring for him. I said, okay, why not? So we drove over. I introduced Dan, his son Jax. I introduced Mike to my Pawpaw Price. And I said, look, y'all, I said, if we're gonna find this ring, we got about 45 minutes to do it, because I wanted to take them to the fish house to eat before we came back to Augusta, and Mike went to Columbia. I said, if we don't get to the fish house by 4 o'clock or so, we're not going to get in. The line's going to be too long. And so Mike said, well, if that ring's out there, I can find it. And of course, you know, I was skeptical. I didn't tell him this, but I thought in my head, I was like, okay, there ain't no way under the sun we're going to find a ring that's been lost almost 30 years. So we started metal detecting. I sort of stood around. I was skeptical, so I didn't have my phone out or my camera out filming, which was a big, big mistake on my part. So Dan, he uncovered about 3 or 4 holes. Jax uncovered 2 or 3, and Mike had uncovered about 2 or 3. And I was walking around just observing everything. And about 20 minutes in, I looked over where Mike was at. Mike was on his knees on the ground. He had dug a plug out of the ground, and I could tell by the look on his face that he had something important. So I started to walk over there, and I started to walk to him. I got about 10 meters away. He pulled out of that dirt a gold ring. My grandfather's high school ring, been missing for almost 30 years, and started brushing it off. And let me tell you something, brother. When I saw him pull that ring out of the ground, you talk about getting emotional. I just could not believe it. It blew my mind. So he pulled it out, dusted it off. He observed it real carefully. We looked at it, and I still had not had the common sense. I was in such a state of shock that I still had my camera in my pocket, didn't have my video, I didn't video any of it. And then finally, as we were passing it around in each other's hands, I had the common sense struck me to pull my phone out to video this moment. And so the video that you're about to see is a video of that moment right after, immediately after we uncovered that ring from the ground. So I just want to say to my friend Dan, we served together. We served in the Army together in the same job skill, but never in the same unit, never the same assignment. We served together afterwards after we both separated from the military. And those of you that are veterans know the bond you get from somebody that served, when you serve with someone. And I want to tell you, Dan, from the bottom of my heart, Dan, Battlefield Curator YouTube channel, I want to tell you how much I appreciate it, and how much I appreciate Mike and the Ring Finders for finding this ring. I never thought it was possible. I never thought it would happen. So we took the ring out, we cleaned it up, we took it to the fish house. My grandfather still had no idea. I showed it to my Uncle Terry, I showed it to my Aunt Brenda, I showed it to my mom. showed it to my daughter Alyssa, and then we surprised my grandfather with it up there at the fish house and gave it to him. And Dan shot that content, but I'm not sure how good it turned out because my grandfather was in such a state of shock that I don't think it registered with him what had happened. So anyway, I'm about to wrap this up, and please watch. I'm going to show up where I'm going to transition to the video of us finding that ring on my grandfather's old garden. So I just like to end this by saying, no matter what you got going on in your life, there's a silver lining in every cloud. You got something to be grateful for. I am so grateful I got good friends who enjoy history. Dan and Mike drove up on their own dime, found that ring for my grandfather. I never thought it was possible, really didn't even plan on trying to find it. And it's just so blessed how things work out. And that's going to be a moment I carry with me the rest of my life, that I was able to provide my pawpaw with a moment like this at his stage in his life. So I want you all to remember, no matter what you got going on, you got something to be grateful for. You always remember that. You got something to be thankful for. So I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody stays safe. God bless all of you. If you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you don't mind. And without further ado, thank you so much, Mike.
Don't want to use that.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, because
Scratch.
gold is a little soft.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host Eric with Garden City Coins. I'm here with my friend Dan from the Battlefield Curated YouTube channel, our buddy Mike from Columbia, South Carolina, our young friend Jax, Dan's son. We're at my grandfather's house in Gold Mine, Georgia, and he lost his class ring years ago, and this is live. We didn't make this up at all. And Mike was able to find it for him. My grandfather has no idea. We're gonna take it up to the fish house in about 10 minutes. We're gonna go eat and show it to him, and I just cannot wait to see his reaction. I cannot thank you, Dan, enough, Mike. I can't thank you guys enough, dude. This you don't know what it means to it. So, all right, now I'm not gonna get emotional. Thank you guys so much. That made the day worth it, man. And I'm gonna sign off. I'm Eric with Garden City Coins.